There is a specific kind of financial regret that luxury car owners know better than almost anyone else. It is not the regret of buying something cheap that broke immediately. It is not buyer's remorse over an impulse purchase. It is something slower and more insidious than either of those. It is the gradual realization, accumulated over months and years, that the car sitting in your driveway has been quietly and methodically extracting money from you in ways you never fully anticipated when you signed the paperwork. The purchase price felt significant, and it was. But it turns out the purchase price was just the opening bid. Everything after it was the real negotiation, and you were the only one at the table who did not know the terms going in. The gap nobody talks about. The average luxury car owner spends between 150% and 200% of the vehicle's purchase price over a 10-year ownership period when everything is properly accounted for: insurance, maintenance, unscheduled repairs, fuel. Depreciation calculated as an actual cash loss at the point of sale, financing costs if you borrowed. That $85,000 Mercedes does not cost $85,000. It costs somewhere between $127,000 and $170,000 over a decade. That $95,000 BMW is not a $95,000 decision. It is a $140,000 to $190,000 decision, depending on how the repair years unfold. Most buyers see the sticker price and mentally file the purchase as complete. The brands understand this perfectly. And they have structured their entire post-purchase ecosystem around the fact that by the time you understand the full cost, you are already in it. Insurance starts immediately and never stops. The first cost that exceeds expectations hits before you have driven a single mile: insurance. Luxury vehicles carry premiums that run double to triple what most owners paid on their previous car. Higher replacement cost, more expensive parts, greater theft risk, higher labor rates that insurers pay on claims. A BMW M5 costs $4,000 to $6,000 per year to insure in most markets. Even a base 3 Series runs $2,300 to $3,300 annually. Compare that to the $1,200 to $1,800 most people paid insuring a mainstream sedan, and the difference over 5 years is $5,000 to $15,000 that never appeared in the purchase conversation. It arrives every month with a reliability that none of the car's mechanical systems can match. It does not care whether you drove 500 miles or 5,000. It is a fixed extraction that begins the moment you take ownership and does not stop until you sell. Maintenance, reasonable until it is not. Every luxury car comes with a manufacturer maintenance schedule: oil changes, brake fluid flushes, spark plug replacements, transmission service, coolant flushes, tire rotations. The list is long, the intervals are specific, and the costs at each point are considerably higher than equivalent work on a mainstream vehicle. BMW owners average $96,800 per year in maintenance and repairs. Audi owners average $98,700. Mercedes comes in at $908. Land Rover owners pay over $1,100 per visit. The industry average is $652. The premium you pay just to keep the car running before anything breaks is visible and significant. BMW offers complimentary maintenance for the first 3 years. Mercedes and Audi do the same. This is not generosity, it is strategy. Free servicing builds the habit of dealer visits before the real pricing begins. Year 4 is when the true cost reveals itself. The complimentary coverage is gone, the warranty is narrowing. And suddenly the service intervals that cost you nothing are billed at rates that reflect every layer of dealer overhead, technician salary, and parts margin built into every transaction. A spark plug replacement on a BMW inline 6 runs $400 to $600. The same job on a Toyota takes 20 minutes and costs $80. A coolant flush on a Mercedes costs $300 to $500. Brake fluid on an Audi, $200 to $350. Multiply those differentials across every service interval over a decade, and the number becomes very significant very quickly. The repair years. This is where it gets expensive. Routine maintenance is predictable. You can budget for it. The repair exposure is different. It is the variable that turns a manageable ownership experience into a financial event. A transmission replacement on a BMW 7 Series costs between $5,000 and $8,000. An air suspension failure on a Range Rover, which is not a rare occurrence, runs $2,500 to $4,500 per axle. A turbocharger replacement on an Audi S-Line model costs $3,000 to $5,000. A control module failure on a Mercedes with MBUX integration can run $1,500 to $3,000 before labor is added. What the experience actually teaches you. Ask anyone who has owned a premium European luxury car for 5 years or more what they learned, and the answers follow a consistent pattern. The car was magnificent in certain ways. The experience was genuinely special at its best. And if they had run the real numbers before purchase, they would have made the same decision with completely different financial preparation, or in some cases, made a different decision entirely. The knowledge gap is not stupidity. These are often highly intelligent, financially capable people. The gap is manufactured by a purchase experience designed from first advertisement to final signature to keep your attention on the car's qualities and away from the full cost of the commitment. The dealer's job is to move you from wanting the car to owning it as efficiently as possible. The total ownership cost conversation is not part of that process because it does not serve it. You have to bring that number yourself. Before the showroom, before the test drive, before the moment the car starts to feel inevitable, run these 5 numbers first. Purchase price minus realistic resale value at your intended sell point. Annual insurance multiplied by intended ownership years. Average annual maintenance for that specific model multiplied by the same period. A repair reserve based on the model's known reliability profile. Financing cost if you are borrowing. Add them together. That is what the car costs to own. Not to buy, to own. For most European luxury vehicles, the number is startling the first time you see it clearly. For Land Rover, it is alarming. For Porsche and Lexus, it is considerably more defensible. The calculation does not make the car less beautiful. It does not cancel the feeling of driving something exceptional, but it makes sure that feeling is something you fully chose, rather than something that chose you. The calculation does not make the car less beautiful. It does not cancel the feeling of driving something exceptional, but it makes sure that feeling is something you fully chose, rather than something that chose you.